What's going on, people? It's Mr. Dole back again with a previous show. I hope everyone's fit and well. And yes, it's FA Cup time, and I've got a special guest. Everyone knows it. Oh, here we go. Oh, here we go. Everyone knows who he is. He's been on my channel so many times. And do I need to introduce to him? I think he might as well introduce to himself. Who are you again? Who are you again?
Blackpool in the house. Blackpool in the house, Door. Blackpool are back in the house. Blackpool have got Josh Bowler back from twatty Nottingham Forest on loan till the end of the season. It's all joy here at the seaside, and we're playing you Reds. What have I got to say? You Reds.
Don't ever say that again, Lee. You're a Blackpool fan. What's going on? You don't say them. People in the comments, get at Lee, man. I don't care. Get at him.
They've got that gets me subscribers, doesn't it? You Reds! You Reds!
People in the comments. Show some love to Lee. As everyone knows, he's a nutcase, and let me tell you something. I don't miss him at all.
I know you don't.
Like I said,
you'll be here tomorrow, Door. You'll be here. I can see you now with all the Nottingham Forest fans. Blackpool's a shithole. I want to go home. You'll be here. A lot of you twats, Nottingham Forest fans will be singing that out us. You always do. You love coming here for your holidays. The only thing we haven't got here, Door, is a Hooters.
Oh, that's a bad thing.
It'd be your resort if there was a Hooters, wouldn't it? If we had a Hooters, you'd be in your element, but we haven't got one for you.
I think the Manchester. The Manchester is a decent
place. Manchester's good fun, yeah.
Yeah, it's a good place. Yeah. People in the comments, have you
pissing down on you with rain and all the rest of it? You'll get wet through. Fuck you.
People in the comments, have you been to the Manchester? I love the Manchester. I went there last season, and it's a good pub. And people in the comments as well. After this previous show, there is the vlog from last season when we beat you. What's the score, Lee? What's the score?
I don't know.
What's the score, Lee?
10-0, I think, Door. I think it was. We gave you 3 of them.
It was 4-1.
Kicked it straight out. Goalkeeper kicks it straight out to you. Unbelievable. Honestly, we were garbage that day, but yeah, you're good. I mean, you did it, Door. I don't know how you did it. You ragged it somehow. You got yourself in the Premier League. You got an owner that's bought the bloody Premier League for you, and you're doing all right. You've got some good players.
As well, people, and in the comments, and everyone,
Brennan Johnson, you still got him.
If you know, you know. People, if you know, you know. Remember last time Lee came on his previous show, we had this little debate, and it wasn't a debate. Lee was just defending a player, and it's understandable. And I was defending one player.
Yeah, Brennan Johnson.
And now, wait, Lee, let me finish, Lee. Right, and Lee was defending Josh Bowler, and I was defending Brendan Johnson. Like we're saying,
I wasn't attacking. You all.
I know you wasn't.
I was attacking the fact you said he was 25 times more money than bloody worth more than bloody Bowler. That's what I was saying. I was saying Bowler's the best player we've ever had. I wouldn't swap him for Brennan Johnson.
Lee, he was.
I still wouldn't. And then you took him off us.
Right, after
you're telling me he was garbage and he wasn't.
No, I didn't say no.
You already took him, and not only did you take him off us and send us down to third off the bottom, you sent him out to bloody Greece to sit on a bench out there for 30 grand a week. What's the matter with you? You could have had him for free at the end of the season. He was on a free.
Lee, I didn't say he was garbage. I just said Brendan Johnson was 10
He's
times
worth
better.
25 times more times.
He is
25 times more than Josh Bowler. He offered 200,000 for. You can understand why I was wound up. Anyway, you've given us 6 million and you've given us back for. You've loaned him back to us.
So he's back at Blackpool.
Have you seen the advert? Have you seen his advert coming back?
I've seen the one in the sea.
Have you seen the one where he goes to the cask and gets his head banged out?
Yeah, his head banged.
That's what it means to us.
Yeah, but no, have you seen the one before that?
I have not seen this one, Kissing the Beach. I need to find this one.
Yeah, he was in the sea, and his face. It was just his face on it, and just yes,
he's back.
He's back.
So, Jane is happy. Jane is, she waited 30 years for Josh Bowler. She's watched Blackpool for 30 years, and she's been waiting for him to come along. She was in love with him. We had a fans meet the players day, a training day. You could go in the ground. She went up into the VIP lounge and spoke to him and told him how much she loved him. Then as they were coming out, as she was coming out, I was waiting for her because I wasn't the VIP. I was filming all the, around the interviewing people and stuff. And she's coming out, and we're sat talking to a few people. And then Josh Bowler came out of the fans out of the entrance, and people said, "Oh, Josh!" I was talking to Jordan Gabriel. But Jordan Gabriel, I love Jordan Gabriel, but Jordan Gabriel watches my show, and he gets overawed when he's talking to me and everything, because he kind of watches me and all his family. His little girl watches it. Oh, it's a nightmare. So he's kind of in fandom with me, Jordan Gabriel. But I love him as well. Yeah, God, no, he's honestly one of my biggest fans. He watches my videos all the time.
Jordan Gabriel.
I love him. So I'm sat with Jordan Gabriel having a chat with him, and Josh Bowler, and Jordan Gabriel says, "Come and have a chat." So I have a chat with Jordan Gabriel, with Josh Bowler, and this is 30 hours before the transfer window finishes. Yeah, it's on the Thursday, and he sits down with me. I said, "Well, come on, Justin, are you going or what?" He says, "Oh, no." He says, "I love it here." He says, I love playing for Blackpool. Fans love me here. Why would I want to leave and all this? You can watch the interview. It's on my video. Training day at Blackpool and the actual thumbnail is me and Josh Bowler sat down on a thing, so you can find it if you want to find it. And he's telling me all how he loves Blackpool and he's not going anywhere.
And now he's back, Lee. And now he's back.
He left. Jane, I tell you, Jane's had to have therapy over it. I tell you, she was. My God!
Before we stop,
it's been hell. Tears.
Where was Jane? Where was she?
She's out having. She's out with her best mate Karen, who's come down for the match tomorrow. So they're out having some curry somewhere. So hello, Jane.
Tomorrow. I prefer to see Jane than you tomorrow, if I'm honest.
Well, I'll be stood with her. What's Lee drinking?
Jane, if you
what am I drinking?
I'll
tell you what I'm drinking. Kid. Now you've asked. This is Tango Berry Peachy.
I'm drinking.
I'll tell you what, it's the best Tango. It's honestly, this stuff is magic. I'll tell you, Tango Berry Peachy.
Right, Lee. Let's go through the comments, Lee. Shout out to Swin. He's upgraded to a YouTube. Being a
member? Is he?
He's upgraded to early access to my Door vlogs. So if you do want to watch the access to my Door vlogs, as you know, I do put them out Sunday 10 a.m. Straight after game. I edited it and I put it out for the members. So if you do want to watch my vlogs early,
you get to watch it first, do they?
Yes, to watch it first.
Folks, get on, push that button, become a member of Door. I'm going to have to do that. I'm nicking that idea, Door. Yeah, that's a great idea.
So people, like I said, if you do want
members can see it.
Members can see my vlogs early.
Right.
So if you want to be
I'm on that, Door. I'm nicking that idea off your door. I'll tell you, I'm taking that idea back into Blackpool because I get my videos up at generally because they've taken me about 10 hours to edit.
Every time
the stress of watching my team lose.
The people that watch my channel, they know if I'm doing the vlog, I do it early for the members to see it, and then I do a set time of later on. Then put it for 10 o'clock on Sunday morning.
Genius! Hang on, let's stick that in my notebook. Hang on a minute.
Right, let's go through the comments, Lee. Let's go through the comments first. Right, let's go through the comments as well. This is True Red, you Reds. Hadi, hi, Mr. Door, I'm Reds. Anna Master, good evening, Ben and Lee. Great to see you on the show again. He knows who you are, Lee.
Stop the clock. ET 1991 would love to make a donation to your channel.
Wait.
Leave it on the screen.
Okay, let's see.
Tell them how they do it, Door.
Let's go through the comments first.
It's your show. I'm not going to take over.
This is Ricky. Remember Lee last season? When we played him in the league, he tried to wind us up.
What he was.
as well. This is Eve. Good evening, Mr. Door. Hope you're well, and hope Lee is okay as well. Shout out to Eve as well. This is from Karen. What's Lee drinking?
I'm drinking Tango Berry Peachy by Tango. It's super.
As well, Gordon
Blood Orange Gin and tonic.
Well, people in the comments, what are you drinking? I'm drinking Fanta Lemon.
What's this? I'm going to get Tango tomorrow.
Lee Charles Wood tomorrow.
Dream on, Forest. You're going to get battered tomorrow.
As well. So people in the comments, like I said, if no one, everyone knows Lee. Everyone knows
too cold for you up here. Too cold, too windy. Too cold. You'll play terrible.
People in the comments, like I said, as you know, people will know Lee. He's been on my channel so many times. If you do a massive favor for me, make sure everyone subscribes to Lee. His link is in the title. So everyone make sure go on, subscribe to Lee.
In fact,
Lee,
Dor, don't say that, because I actually think that watching my channel is bad for your mental health, because you have to go through all my suffering with me. And honestly, we suffer like, you know what I mean? You just wouldn't put a dog through what we have to go through with Blackpool. So if you are of a strong mindset and you can cope with tears and losing and last minute winners and 8 players getting sent off for doing sweet Fanny Adams and referees not giving you anything, then watch my videos. But if you're of a sort of, you know, a sort of a gentle disposition where all that would like affect your mental health, then give my channel the widest berth you possibly can, because you'll but it will ground you in realizing how good it is being a Nottingham Forest fan. And you could be worse. You could have been born a Blackpool fan.
Adam says early score. Adam Astor, he's a member as well. So he says 4-0 Forest, super Sam Storage to score 2 goals.
Is this these ones in green? Are these the green ones?
Yeah, they're all the members to my channel as well. Jared, he's a member to the channel. Like I said, what is Lee drinking? Who else is upstairs? Another member.
Tango Berry Peachy.
Like I said, all members. Like I said, people, if you want to be a member, I will look at all your comments as well. So it's easier for me to look out people.
Yeah, of course, your name is in green. So, and even better if you super chat, Dor, you'll really see those, won't you? If you send in a 10. In fact, you can super chat in the answer to the guy who wants to contribute to you. There's a little button underneath for super chat, isn't there? Super chat.
But Lee, I can't see the comment from who wants to do super chat. I can't see it.
Can you not?
Who said it?
No, there's a guy said I wanted to. Well, I told you, you weren't. You cut me off. I was trying to help you.
You was, but no, I've got.
I'll let you go. Hang on, Dor. I'll do. Honestly, I'll be your secretary as well. While
we go. Right, people in the comments, like I said, like this is Lee. Like, we can talk about tomorrow's game as well. But as well, I'm going to just go for the comments. Another member. How you doing, Colin?
Right. If you go back to 9:40 p.m., he's called Eve T, or she. It could be a.
Eve.
Eve. I would like to make a donation to your channel. How do I do that? Well, they can super chat, can't they? They can super chat.
Eve. Shout out to Eve.
Yeah, shout out to you.
No. Eve, it's okay. Okay, no, I'll explain to you later on, Lee. I'll explain to you later on. There's no.
There's another way to make a donation.
Yeah, there's no way.
But for anybody else who wants to do a quick, have your message read out, a super chat is the way forward. And anything from 99p, I think.
Yeah.
Gets you.
Another one, and this is another member. Shout out to Swin. Swin, I'll see you tomorrow, and good to see you at Swin, Southampton. Hi, Ben and Lee. Can see he's making a lot of changes tomorrow, and he's going to be strong against Wolves. Shout out to Swin for that, and he's a member to the channel. Lee, what's your
like Chris Dennehy. I'm a big fan of him. I like what he said. Chris Dennehy. Thank you very much, Chris. Saying I'm the best enemy guest you've had on the show.
Chris is from America. He's from America. Chris is a legend. Shout out to he's a legend.
I'm a big fan.
Yeah, Chris.
USA.
So Lee,
I believe that we will win. There you are. £4.49. It's there.
Lee.
What? Super chat. There's a super chat.
I know there is. Let Lee.
I'm earning your money, Dor, and I'll tell you what. I'm earning your money. I'm contributing to your pension while I'm here. Team Dor, I'm on today. Team Dor, come on, subscribe to Dor. I'll do it all for you. You don't need to. You can just stop all your normals. You have to keep telling people. I'll tell them on the stream. Subscribe to Dor, become a member. Then your name can be in green. Super chat, and Dor will fill you on how to.
People in the comments. I haven't got a clue what Lee has been drinking, but best. Thank you for the £4.49. Lee, we are getting back.
I'm doing anything but talking about football, Dor, because I'm going to get bloody battered if you start talking about fucking football.
Another member to the channel, Claire. I'm loving Lee. Claire, don't give Lee a big head.
Subscribe to my channel if you love me.
Yeah. Thank you for Express. Another member to the channel. Thank you for the £4.49 as well. Lee, right, let's talk about the FA Cup.
Can I split that with you, Dor? I got you.
No, you cannot.
I got you that £4.49.
Right, Lee,
you owe me £2.29.5p. Is it
right,
£2.24.5p?
Right, Lee. Let's talk about the game, Lee. Let's talk about the game.
I don't want to talk about it. Can we talk about something else? Cricket, movies. What are you watching on Netflix at the moment, Fox? That's what I want to know. We don't want to talk about football, do we? We're going to get battered. What do you want me to say?
I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
Premier League.
Lee. People in the comments. Do you want Lee to shut up for just for 30 seconds?
Yeah, super chat if you want me to shut up. if you want Dor to get a word in edgeways, send a super chat now. If you want me to shut up so Dor can speak, super chat right now.
Right, Lee.
And try and beat that £4.49 as well if you can. To get him off, you need to super chat more than £4.49 for me to shut up and let Dor actually get a word in edgeways on his show.
Right, Lee. What's it like in the championship? Because I'm not missing it.
It's brilliant, mate.
I'm not missing it.
What, it's a league where there's like 21 teams that we're looking up at, and it's great down at the bottom of the championship. Yeah, it's brilliant. So we've got referees that have all been to Blackpool on a holiday when they were young and had a terrible experience because they don't give us anything. Honestly, anything. They've sent 8 of our players off already this season. We're third off the bottom. It's happy days, Dawn. You know, I have to keep. Well, you'll know. I have to edit these videos, so I have to watch the pain over and over again. As I listen to myself moaning and groaning and complaining.
I know the feeling.
I have to cut myself out all the time because I'm swearing.
Lee, and I've been there. As far as fans, people who watch my content.
Yeah.
When
you've no idea.
Like I said, it is when we lose games, especially like we're in the Premier League, and it's not as bad because we are a Premier League team, and we're not expecting to win every single bloody game. But in the Championship, there's a certain time.
There's an expectation.
As far as fans will know, there's a certain time when you keep losing, especially under Chris Hughton.
Well, even last season, you were bottom of the league, weren't you?
Exactly. So now, the first 6 games, it is a pain in the arse. Like, you've got to edit it, but you've got to do it to be real. Because if you want to do vlogs like this and you just do vlogs for win, it's completely fake. So, and this is why I do it, people. Like me and Lee.
You go through the pain, so you know my pain, don't you?
Yeah, we know Lee's pain, and that's why I respect Lee, because and Lee's a bit, and this is why I said, people, if Lee's he's in the Championship, he supports Blackpool, but at the same time he puts effort into his vlogs, and this is why people should go on and watch Blackpool, because in hindsight, in hindsight, like when you go to, like I went to Man U, and it wasn't the crowd in the Championship. My personal view,
they're not loud in the Premier League, are they?
Not loud in the Premier League.
No, they don't sing.
But I prefer to be in the Premier League. I prefer to Premier League.
Of course you do, because the grounds are nice and you're on Match of the Day and you're on TV all the time. The only thing I think I don't know whether you will or you won't, but the thing I didn't like about it was that, the 2 things I didn't like about it was, one, that you only play 19 games or whatever, 38 games. So you get quite a lot of weekends off.
Yep.
And they also move you around all the time. So you'll be on a Monday night or a Friday night or a Sunday afternoon or Sunday at 5, and you don't really get to go to the ground very much at 3 o'clock on a Saturday, which I like to do. And I found that annoying, and you kind of get yourself on a run, and then all of a sudden you have like 3 or 4 bloody weeks off because there's not as many games in the Premier League as there is in obviously when you're in the Championship. So, and you're paying a little bit more, but it's just good to see the big players come down and fantastic football, which I would imagine at the moment, the way your team is playing, it's a bit like Dream Street.
Lee, what's your opinion on Forest? What is your opinion on Forest? Because I don't know, have you seen Forest play in Premier League?
My prediction was at the start of the season, when I saw you'd signed so many players, I knew it was going to get was going to take a while to figure out the best team. Do you know what I mean? Because you've got all these players. I thought it's going to be difficult to keep them all happy, because when you've been signed for 20 million or something, you don't want to be sat on a bench. You're a star, aren't you? So I thought there might be that kind of conflict within the squad. But I think your manager's like really, really good. You know what I mean? I did say he was like Critch's tutor, wasn't he? Critch was the pupil to him. He's a quality manager, and I thought with the quality you'd signed, and you have spent a lot of money, that you should do all right with a decent manager and with those players. And I would imagine that you're watching football at the moment that's like on another level to what you were watching last year.
Yeah,
it's got to be.
You get 100%.
Because I was like that when Blackpool were in the. I mean, we played well in the Premier League, and I remember saying to my dad, we were playing Everton, and I said to him, "God, like Everton are playing the best football. It's like from a different planet." I said, "But we're actually playing better than Everton," and we were. You know, Blackpool were just playing like. I actually could not believe it was Blackpool I was watching because I'd just never seen football like it. It was just a different level of football. And I would imagine you're having a great time. And I would imagine going to see grounds that, you know.
It's amazing.
Have you been to Tottenham?
No, we're going to Tottenham in.
Well, that's the one I can't. I really want to go to. And
I've been there.
Jane was excited when. In a little way about Bowler going to Forest that we maybe could have took a few games
let's say something like right. And from Forest point of view, and you just explained about Josh Bowler. When we signed him, we was like, we signed him, but he's gone to Olympiacos, and we thought, why has done that? So as a Blackpool fan, how did you feel about it? Like it's still mad.
We hated you. We actually hated you. Jane just was like, you know, you broke her heart. And we couldn't believe it when you sent him out to Olympiacos.
Why she unfollowed me on Twitter? She unfollowed me on Twitter for it. You know that?
She what?
She unfollowed me on Twitter because I think of it.
Yeah. It was just crazy. We couldn't get it at all, and really. He was on a free at the end of the season, so I couldn't see the point of you buying him to send him out to Olympiacos when you could have just waited till the end of the season and got him for now anyway. So if you wanted him, but I couldn't understand why you actually wanted him because it was like you had too many players already. Like we just didn't need him, did you? But we needed him. It'd have been all right, to be honest. It would have been better if you'd have bought him and just loaned him back to us straight away for the season. You know what I mean?
It would have made more sense
because we did that with a lad from Southport. He's not featured yet, but we played Southport and we did a deal with them that we bought him, but we let them have it. We let them have him for the year. You know what I mean? Before we took him, and he's still young, so he's not come through yet. But you know that would have been the better thing. But he's had a nice holiday out in Greece, and he's on and he's come back to Blackpool on 30 grand a week. So
we're excited. Like I say, he's back. I know he's not going to play tomorrow because he's
very excited. Yeah, it's because it's been a bit doom and gloom at Bloomfield Road because of course we lost Critchley, you know, in the summer, and that was a shock. And you know, we got Appleton in, who's already been here and left us after 10 weeks the first time round. So he didn't go down very well, though. Honestly, the fans were just like, "What, Appleton? You're having a laugh?" Because Appleton came in after Holloway.
Yeah.
Holloway left and went to Crystal Palace and took Crystal Palace into Premier League, and we got Appleton, and Appleton stayed literally for 10 weeks and then left to go and manage Blackburn Rovers with the Venkies. We were like actually worse than the Oystons. I thought it's not much difference between the Oystons and the Venkies. You know what I mean? These people that own Blackburn Rovers that bought them thinking they could never drop out of the Premier League and didn't have a clue about football. They were like the last owners in the world you'd want. So it wasn't very popular. So he's been on a bit of a hiding to nothing from the start. They didn't invest in the summer. They didn't, we lost Bowler at the end of the transfer window, but we also lost Keogh, our like most experienced. You know, he was all right, Keogh. He was like very experienced, and he really marshaled everything well. And when he played, he was brilliant. But he was a bit injury prone. You know what I mean? Because he's getting on a bit. So he was homesick, and he's gone down to Ipswich. And I thought we needed an experienced centre half. We didn't get that. We had this lad from Oxford, Brannigan, who we've tried to sign for 3 seasons, and he messes about and we didn't get him. So we never got the sort of the key players that we needed. And because we got one player throughout the summer, which was Dom Thompson from Brentford, who nobody heard of. He's all right, but you know what I mean? Nobody went, "Oh, Dom Thompson." It was like, "Dom who?" You know, that's how the reaction was to him. So they let us down. The board let us down after, you know, Critchley let us down first, and then the board didn't really invest in the summer. And of course, when you don't do that, then football kicks you in the balls, doesn't it? Because we've had like loads of injuries, 8 sendings off, you know, so all that compounded with the fact that, you know, we're down to about 15 players. it's just ridiculous. It's been ridiculous, Dore, and that's why we are where we are. And losing Bowler really, knocked the stuffing out of a lot of the fans. And
we're about. Sorry, is it bottom three that you're in?
Third off the bottom, yeah, but it was still in that. It's a funny league, the Championship, isn't it? Where really, if we just strung together like 2 or 3 wins, we'd be like top half. Even now, it's still that tight. You know what I mean? We could move ourselves up. So we're not down yet. It's never over till the fat lady sings. It's not over.
Still a long way to football. Plus,
you've got games to go.
So there's a long way to go. You've got the transfer window as well. Do you think you'll bring players in?
Yeah, well, hopefully, but we haven't got a lot of money, so there's been a few players in already that I've heard, whispers that they've been in, and it's fallen through because of contract negotiations, and that's the problem with Blackpool. We haven't got the money to, and seeing as Simon Sadler has decided he's concentrating on getting the ground finished off and getting the training ground finished off, that's going to cost him about 40 million. So he's kind of the opinion at the moment he can't spend 40 million on all that and also spend money on the team as well. But for me, I think that when he came to, and he did his due diligence on the club and everything, and he's a Blackpool fan, he knew that the stadium had to be finished because the safety certificate on your stand has only got about a year and a half to run on it. So that one you won't be able to use that in a year and a half. So it's got to be done, hasn't it? He knew that. He knew that taking over the club, and he knew that the training ground's been an issue because where they train is where Stanley Matthews and Mortensen trained, and it's by the sea and it's windy and it's terrible. Yeah. So they've known all that. So really, he should have had money earmarked for that and also for looking after the team. And if he's come in and said, "Well, I can't do one or the other," he really had to do both. He couldn't choose. He had to do them both because he knew it needed doing. And the football is the most important thing, isn't it? The team is so important because if you're not winning, people stop going.
100%. It felt like when we had Fawaz, as Forest fans will know, he was in charge as owner, and then it was getting worse. It was getting bad. Wasn't paying. As Forest fans will know what Fawaz.
Yeah, it's like a diminishing circle, isn't
it? Yes, and
it just goes.
It was horrible time being a Forest fan then. But as you know,
plus they'll lose 5 million. If they go down into the League One, you lose your 5 million from the Championship. They'll lose lots of like corporate stuff, boxes. They've built a few like lounges, new lounges where you can get behind the South Stand and the North Stand. There's a Moretti lounge and another lounge, to get extra money in. But if you're in League One, people are not going to pay like Championship prices. You can't charge, they're charging like £30, for tickets. Season tickets worked out about 20, but for just going on a game, it's 30 quid. They won't be able to get that in League One. No, not a prayer. Nobody's going to pay 30 quid to go and watch League One football. It's just not going to happen. So they won't want to go down, or they won't want to go down. So it's just whether we need a bit of luck. You need a little bit of luck.
Do you think you need a FA Cup run, or are you more focused on the league?
In truth, we do need to focus on the league, and if we went out, I wouldn't be too heartbroken about it. Normally I'm like a big believer in the FA Cup. I think it's one of the most, important competitions in this. I know it's devalued because the Premier League. It's the same with you now. If I said to you, would you rather Forest stay up and get another 180 million next year, or win the FA Cup and go down? You'd want to stay in the Premier League because you won't get that from the FA Cup.
The weird thing about it, because as you said, and all Forest fans know this, we brought in, like I said, 23 players. And it's all right saying, "Oh, yes, I prefer to stay in the Premier League than have a cup run." It's weird to say, we've got a big squad, so we can do both things.
So you can do both. Yeah,
you can do both things. Yes.
You could put 11 players out tomorrow that haven't even featured, and they're all
without putting any of our.
Yeah,
maybe we could put 1 or 2 or 23 players in the team tomorrow, but we've got with the team that we played against Southampton, we beat them 1-0.
Yeah,
we can swap player by player.
Yeah, sure. So we're expecting. I mean, we played Leeds pre-season. We had a friendly with Leeds that we played at York. And they said that they were just going to be like, it was supposed to be like a Leeds academy team, really, but they actually played quite a lot of the first team and some really good players. And we got battered 4-0, you know what I mean? the amateurs, and I'm expecting pretty much the same, tomorrow, that we're going to get
Really?
beat.
You think you get battered tomorrow then?
Well, I can't see, with all these players that there'll be players on the pitch that probably. I don't know how much you signed them for, but I mean, we played Sheffield United just a couple of games ago, and they had a player that they'd signed for 22 million. And I was saying on a video recently that
Brewster.
Yeah, you could buy you could buy the ground, the training ground, the hotel, all the squad, the manager, the physios, the whole kit and caboodle for less than 22 million. You get all of Blackpool for that, the whole team, the stadium, the lot. I think Simon Sadler paid 12 million for, when he bought it.
Yeah.
When the Oceans lost it, so.
I'm sorry, I was looking for the comments, Lee, and like I said, only ask you 2 more questions because we got way over time.
Okay.
And this is for, like I said, and this is Nick. I mentioned, like Lee, that when we was in really bad place, all that was left from Fowler's era was 2 big screens, TV big screens. The 2 biggest screens.
Yes.
That's the best thing he's ever brought. Forest. That's the only thing he's brought.
Yeah,
the best memories. So
it was terrible, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was terrible as well.
This new owner seems fantastic.
Man, he said when we won the playoff final, he said he's going to spend money, and he hasn't lied. He hasn't lied.
No,
we brought in 22 players in, and hindsight, we had to do it. We had no choice
because loads went back, didn't they, to the clubs?
Loads went back. Players wasn't good enough out of contract, so we had no choice. Maybe 1 or 2 players, not 2 or 3 good players, not good. You know what?
Do you think he'll play tomorrow, Scala? Is Scala? Is it the lad from Brazil?
Scarpa, maybe. I hope he
yeah.
don't. Well, look, and this is. I'm not trying to be disrespect to Blackpool at all, because we know Blackpool, they're a good team.
Well, we're not at the moment. We're not at the moment, Dor.
No, but I'm trying to say, they're not going to give us respect. Do you know what I mean? Because
well, it's not going to be a sort of reserve side for Blackpool, because we've got about 9 players injured, so we're down to like bare bones. So I would imagine it's pretty much going to be the team that we've been playing, because we haven't got anybody else, Dor. So we're struggling to fill the bench. So we're having to put kids on the bench and stuff, because we've got so many injured. So it's been horrendous, though, honestly. But that's because we didn't invest. Even Jordan Gabriel fell off a stool at Christmas and broke his leg or something. So at a Christmas party, he fell off a bloody stool. So we haven't got him either.
I was going through the comments, and this is from Spesh. Steve Cooper is really happy as he's given the squad time on the pitch on both cups. This gives other rest players and keeps everyone. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to explain to Lee. We've got a big squad. Yeah. We can focus on the league and
do the cup.
And do the cups as well. This is why
it'll be good for them, actually, won't it? Because they'll be getting game time as well.
We've got a big squad, and we're in the quarterfinals against Wolves on Wednesday.
Yeah,
it's a good team. As well,
go for it.
And this is from Nick. Nick as well talks about Andy Cook decided to attack Forest, wearing nation and boring attack. Listen to me, Andy Cook's always he always got something. Like, the problem is, right, and if you don't want to listen to Andy, Alex Crooks on TalkSport, don't listen to him. This is what I'm trying to say, because if he wants to talk about Forest, let him. That's what I'm going to say about it, and it's simple as that. But that's his opinion, and this is why we're in the Premier League, because it is what it is. I've listened from Nick Riss. Scarpino. It's Scarpa to me.
Scarpino, yeah.
Scarpa. Like I said, I've said to I'm not. Like I said, he's been at the club since December. He's played a few friendly games. He played fantastic last 15 minutes against Valencia. He come on against Southampton, and he did his bit. But do you remember Carvalho? John Carvalho for Forest.
No.
Can't remember John Carvalho. Oh God!
No. When do I watch Forest?
Because it was useless.
I think you were moaning about him, weren't you? I think.
Yes, and everyone's like Scarpino. I think his personality is why he's drawn to all Forest fans in.
Right.
Because Jack Cavallo, we didn't really see him on social media. Everyone assumed, he's a fantastic player, blah blah. But with Scarpino, everyone He's got his Rubik's
smile on his face and all the rest.
Always. And this is why everyone.
Do you watch Ted Lasso? Do you ever watch Ted Lasso? Have you watched Ted Lasso?
Yeah.
So what's the guy that does the football is like? Football is life. He's like that kind of character, is he?
Well, that's all it is. But I'm not going to draw my. When he plays for full 90 minutes, then I'll talk about if it's good.
Yeah.
Or not.
You've not seen it yet.
We're not seeing it yet. I'm not trying to disrespect Scarpa at all. I'm saying let's see the full 90 minutes and let him see what he's like, because I don't want to be all hyped up and be on the bandwagon of all the Scarpino fans and saying he's good. Let's wait for his fans. Right, Lee, what's your score prediction, dude? What is your score prediction?
Well, it's going to be 3-0 to Blackpool, don't you? Of course it is. Got to go with my head.
People in comments.
Got to go with my heart.
People in comments.
3-0 Blackpool, easy. But my head tells me it's going to be about 5-0 to Forest. Yes, I'm afraid to say.
Big Sam.
I can't see us winning. My head says
Sam,
no.
Big Sam will score a hat trick, like he scored against.
Well, we didn't do so well last time we played. You did, but we got hammered. So let's. As long as we don't give you the goals like we did. We handed it all to you on a plate last time.
The first goal the third goal. The third goal was handed towards, wasn't it?
Oh, well, the one that the keeper just skewed straight out to Brennan Johnson was a nightmare, wasn't it?
Yes,
he kicked it about 20, flubbed it. It went left straight to Brennan Johnson, who just banged it in. It was, oh God, it was embarrassing. It was so bad. It was so bad. As long as we don't do that, as long as we give you a good game, as long as I can hold my head up high at the end of the vlog, even if we've lost, that we've done our best. I don't want to, vlog it and be just pissed off with the team. So.
We've got a guy that we both know. Dor and Lee are back together. This is like the FFP all over
Jake
again.
Tong.
How you doing, Jake? Lincoln fan. Make sure everyone go and follows Jake on Twitter.
On my stream the other day, I do a phone in after the game. I started doing a live phone in, which
I might come in, Lee. I might come in.
Yes, you can. If you can definitely come in on it. It's 6:00, but I find it very difficult because I'm a man and I can't multitask. So trying to listen to what people are saying to me in a telephone call and read the comments at the same time. If I start reading the comments, I don't listen to what they're saying to me in the call. And I don't know what they said to me. So I've got to concentrate on the phone call. So I didn't say hi to Jake in the stream because I was concentrating on obviously the phone calls and stuff, and I can't really do the chat. So I do apologize, Jake, but I saw you there and I saw you were talking about Morgan Rogers, who we've signed from City as well. So, but I think he might be able to play, but Bowler can't play tomorrow, can he? Because you're his parent club. So
I'm just going to give the comments. So Lee says either 3-0 Blackpool or 5-0 Forest. Nick says 3-1 to Forest.
Yeah.
Colin says 5-0 Forest.
Right, okay. Yeah.
As well.
Can't believe it.
He says 4-0 to Forest as well. Who else is it? But Lee, before you do go, I'm going to ask you two questions.
Go on.
Do you think? Right, I'm going to ask you a Forest question. Do you think Forest will get relegated? Yes or no?
No.
Why?
Because I think you're starting to get into gear now, and you've got over the sort of dread of it, and the being frightened of it at the start, and now you've started to realise that it's not quite as good as you probably thought. You thought you were going to get battered every week, and people say, "Oh, Forest will never get a corner block." That kind of they'll get less points than your neighbours, and you're starting to adapt to it, aren't you? And you've beaten a couple of teams around you. You've just beaten Southampton. You went against Southampton the other day. Got you out of the bottom three.
Yeah.
You just got out of the bottom three, haven't you?
Yeah. 15th. But what I've said, we're in this mini league, and we got to September. We were in this mini league.
Yeah.
I think it's from 13th to the 20th, and that's where we are. Because if you look at it, I'm not trying to be disrespectful. For us, one defeat, and we could go back to the bottom three. So we're.
I'll tell you what the main problem is for most clubs that get into the Premier League that aren't sort of big, is that the Premier League pick off your players. In January, they come and nickel your best players and they unsettle them. They did it to us. That's why we really went down, because Liverpool came in for Charlie Adam at the end, and it unsettled him, and it unsettled everything, because he wanted to go to Liverpool and it didn't quite come off. There was a mad car chase to get him there and everything, and it did him in. But they're not going to be able to do that to you because you're not little Blackpool. You're Nottingham Forest, and you got an owner that spent 230 million, and they're not going to be able to come in and poach your players.
Yep.
Because they can't. They're not going to, they could come in and pinch Charlie Adam for 8 million, but they won't be able to pinch players that you've bought for 20 odd million for 8 million. They're going to have to pay like top dollar for them. So they can't bully you. And that's your advantage, I think, this season, where you've got a load of money, you've got a very wealthy owner, and he's big enough to fight them off. And he doesn't need to sell because he don't need it, does he? He don't need the money. Christ, he's spent 6 million on a player from Blackpool he doesn't even want, so he's got money to burn. So I don't think they'll be able to unsettle you like they did with us. You know what I mean? I think you've got that advantage where they're not going to come and steal your best players because they won't be able to afford them. You're not going to sell them your best player for 8 million. There's no chance. They're going to have to pay 30, 40, 50 million to get them, and because they have to, they're not going to be able to bully you, and send you back down. So I think you'll be all right. I'd put you as mid-table. Seriously,
I'll take that. I'm finished the season. Right, I'm just going for the scores. Spence says 4-0 to Forest. Johnny says 2-0 to Forest. Adam says, Lee, do you think Everton, Southampton, and Bournemouth will go down?
I tell you what, it's about time Everton went down, but they seem to be able to get themselves out of it.
They lost 3-1.
I know, but they do this every season, and then they manage to just turn it around, don't they, at the end and get themselves out of it. I think Bournemouth will go back down.
Yeah, I want them to go down.
I think, what was the other one? Southampton, yeah, they could be. They're in the frame, aren't they? They're in the frame. I mean, the thing is this year as well. Where are Fulham now in the Premier League? Are they?
Yes, they're eighth. I think they're eighth.
Yeah. Now, when we went to Fulham, the thing I noticed. I don't know if you've played them yet, but obviously I've been to Fulham before, and they got the little Craven Cottage in the corner and all that.
Great stadium, great fans.
The old stuff. Yeah, it's old fashioned on one side, isn't it? But they had the problem that they were right by the Thames and they couldn't really build it any bigger, could they? Because they were right on the River Thames, on the bank. Yeah. But what they've done there is they've built out into the Thames and they've pile driven down into the Thames. So their stand on that, when you're looking, it's obviously to your left as an away fan, it's out over the Thames and it holds about, God, what does it hold? 30, it's enormous. It just drowns the rest of the ground. So they've made, they have gone this time back into the Premier League as a Premier League team, and they can get like 40,000 in now where they could never do with Craven Cottage. So there's Hughes come up and there's Fulham come up, and I think both of you will stay. So that means that two of the teams that are in the Premier League are going to drop out, so people like Southampton could go, Everton could go. So whereas normally you'd be like, Fulham would be down, Forest would be down, you just couldn't stay in. But if Fulham and you stay in, and Brentford seem to be able to be hanging in there, don't they? They're not doing so bad either. So they're another team that you think will be down at the bottom. So I think it will be a big club go down this season. I can't, I do feel that Everton could go.
This is one for you, Lee. Shout out to Curtis Shaw's TV. How you doing, my brother? Make sure everyone go and subscribe to Curtis, big Arsenal fan. For you, Lee, sure. Great win for Southampton Door. Can you ask Lee, how is Charlie Patino doing? We sent him on loan there. How's he doing there?
He's doing all right, actually. Unfortunately for him, he was really excelling. We got a lad called Bridcut.
Lee Bridcut? Yeah,
he signed.
Ex-Forest player.
Yes, and once he started playing with him, he really started to shine. But unfortunately, as has been Bridcut's career, he's injured, and he got injured after two games. And he needs Charlie Patino is playing in a midfield of kids. We've got kids in midfield. We've got Sonny Carey we got from Kings Lynn, you know what I mean? He's a young kid. We've got Jan Paveda in the midfield. There's another kid on loan from Leeds and lightweight, and he needs a bit of experience around him, but he's going to be a very good player. And of course, he fucking hates PNE as the song goes. So if you've heard the Charlie Patino song, which was a bit of a meme after we were on Sky, because everybody liked the fact of the song, but yeah, it's really good. Yeah. Yeah. He's a good little player, and I think he'll be quality for Arsenal. He's still a bit young and still a bit lightweight. When you come up against these experienced midfielders that have been in the Championship for a long time and they're like 28, 29, they probably just look at our kids and think this is going to be easy. This is a rollover. So we're trying to sign an experienced centre half. We're trying to get one in. We needed one in the summer.
Take Harry Arthur. If you want Harry Arthur, take him, Lee. We'll give him for free.
No, people mention it, but apparently he's
give
not.
Give it Forest. Give Harry Arthur to Blackpool. I'm sick and tired of him now. Give him. We don't want him no more.
We couldn't afford his wages, Dore. You'd have to sub it. How much is he on at Forest?
Oh, don't ask. 40k.
Well, he's got to be on £70 a week in the summer, and our top earners are on £6.
What I'll do, I'll message Forest. Send him to you.
They'd have to pay £38,000 a week. We do the two.
Take him. Right. But last question, Lee.
Yeah.
Do you think Blackpool will stay up? Yes or no?
I'm more confident now than I was a couple of weeks ago. It's all down to this transfer window, Dore. It's down to this. If we can get the centre half we need and that ball winning strong midfielder who could drive the ball forward, yes. If we don't, we're in trouble, and we are in trouble, and it gets harder because we're playing well and losing. And when you're playing well and losing, eventually you start playing bad and losing, and that's when you've got no chance. You know what I mean? So we need to. Bowl has got to be, a real inspiration. We don't know how fit he is. We don't, because he's not been having match, time. So we don't know.
What is, I spoke to the Olympiacos fans.
Yeah.
So, I think it was end of his time at Olympiacos. He was the best winger at the club because Dad what was his name? Was Rodriguez,
Right.
the Colombian, but he played as number 10 role. But as a winger, Josh Buller he said they was impressed with him.
Yeah,
so,
he's great. Honestly, he's a great player. He is a great player. I'm not saying that. I mean, for Jane to say she's waited 30 years to see a player this quality play for Blackpool. Honestly, she's waited a long time, and she's pretty good on her football. You know what I mean? She's a great co-host because she's really. I talk shit half the time, but she talks really. She's really knowledgeable.
Jane.
You know what I mean?
Shout out to Jay. We love Jane.
Yeah, she's great. So she's happy. You've made her happy, and we've not forgiven you yet. If we stay up, we'll kind of forgive you. But if we go down, your sentence.
From my point of view, I think from my point of view, and some Forest fans' point of view, we just didn't get why we signed him last minute.
No,
we
don't get why you signed him.
It is what it is. That's football. Money talks, and it is what it is. Right, people. Lee, it's been a pleasure. Absolutely,
it's been great. It's been great to catch up. We've not spoken for a while. Now you're too good for us oiks down here in the lower league. I hope I hoity-toity Premier League friends.
I hope I don't talk to you again. I hope I don't talk to you on YouTube again. That's how I feel. But
okay, wonderful.
As you know, people, that there's 80 people in. Lee, before you do go, do a little shout out to your channel. So people can find you.
It's Lee Charles TV dash Blackpool fan channel. So if you just search
Blackpool fan channel, it's in the title, people.
It is. It's there underneath my name. Yeah, it's in the title, and it's in the Blackpool fan channel. Just search that if you can't remember Lee Charles TV. We're on all the socials as at Lee Charles TV. That's Twitter. You can follow me on there. You can follow me on Instagram. I've had to become Lee Charles TV 2 because somebody bloody.
I couldn't find it. When I found it, I was thinking, why say Lee Charles 2? What?
Because I got hacked.
How?
I have no idea, Dore, because I don't even use it. I hardly ever go on Instagram. So somebody hacked it. I got a message when I was at Barney saying, your channel's been hacked. And this hacker sent messages to everybody to say, enter this competition for winning some bullshit. And then Instagram blocked me account for violating their rules. And I'd already said to them I've been hacked. And then I had to send a photograph of myself with a date on everything, which I sent in, but they still won't give me back. So I've had to become Lee Charles TV 2. But I've lost nearly 2,000 subscribers on Instagram.
People go and follow
bloody hacker. So follow me on Instagram, Lee Charles TV 2, and I'm on TikTok now. I'm a TikTok.
I don't do that.
I don't do that. I don't do
all that. I did have it.
Popping, locking like you do on
I did have it, Lee. I did have it, but my daughter used it too much by herself, and because she's under the age, it got cancelled. So It's my little girl's fault for that. So,
Well, I'm down with I'm down with the kids with TikTok. So I've only just started that. So I don't really know what I'm doing with that, but Twitter, but and obviously, subscribe to us if you can. My dream is 10,000. So I've got to get past door if I can.
You will. You never know.
I won't now. You've got your bloody golden diamond bloody YouTube bloody thing. Christ, you're like a celebrity. I don't even know what it's like. We're not worthy, Door, to be on this.
I've got you on my channel, Lee.
Diamond YouTube from Mr. Beast. Of all people. Wow.
I ain't got a clue
what would I give for that?
If no one is, people in the comments, do you want to see it?
I want to see it, Door. Come on, get it out.
Right,
get your bloody. Let's have a look at this bloody thing.
Oh
my God.
There's YouTube.
Wow. It comes in a box and everything, does it?
It comes in a box.
Oh my God. It's like the FA Cup.
Look
at that. Oh my God.
And it's got Mr. Beast sign as well, people.
Oh wow, man.
Beast.
You should have stuck £1 million in there for you as well while I was at it, because he can give money away, can't he, Mr. Beast? Normally,
Mr. Beast.
I'm surprised he hasn't thrown you a few, Bob.
If no one saw my video, people from Mr. Beast, go and check it out. It's somewhere there, and it was weird. But Lee, it's been a pleasure. Thank you.
Yeah, likewise.
Make sure everyone subscribes to Lee. Lee, I will see you tomorrow before the game.
Yeah. Come on, the pool! Come on, the pool!
So if you are going tomorrow and you see me, make sure you get on the vlog. If you see Lee tomorrow, I know.
Yeah, we'll be outside the main stand.
You did get Forest fans, didn't you, Lee, before the game? Because I watched the vlog. And
Forest fans can come on. Yeah, you're all welcome.
All Forest fans.
We just ask better questions than Door.
Hey,
you got to be prepared to answer. Oh, she's ringing in now. What's she doing?
I don't know. But people, right, thank you, Lee, for coming on the channel. And as well, thank you, everyone, for taking the time and watch the stream. And before you do go, if you do massive favor, hit the like button. It's completely free. Subscribe to the channel as well. I'm trying to get to 11K before the end of this month. So if you can, massive favor for me, please do hit the like button as well.
Door's a proper YouTuber. 11,000. We're talking.
And Justin's giving you saying thank you, Lee. Justin, another member to the channel. And if you want to be a member, people, please do hit the members, the link in the description, please.
What do they have to do to be a member, by the way, Door?
All you do is
what does it consist of?
Right, because I say if you want to be a member, people, like I said, as you know, I do the vlogs. You get the vlogs earlier.
Do they pay for this, or is this? Do you
do
all this?
£1.99, £1. It's not that, but it's £1.99 a month. It helps me go to games.
£1.99 a month. Okay, well that's great. Thank you very much to everybody for doing that.
As well, people, and as well, thank you to everyone that has donated. If you want to donate before I go, please do. And like I said, all the donations, it goes towards everything I do, like my StreamYard, my travel, everything I do, people. If it wasn't for you, it
wouldn't be a DoreOnTour.
I wouldn't be a DoreOnTour. So
support him all you can.
You can just be a member.
I'm going to nick that idea off you, because I keep being up till 6 o'clock in the morning to get a video on in the morning and just do it all for free. So, and people are watching it with the breakfast. So I'll do that as well. I think I'll get people to become members to see that one, because it takes me, it's so hard to get it up for.
It's hard. I think when it comes to, when it's like Tuesday and Wednesday games and I got work the next day.
You're up till 4 o'clock in the morning.
4 o'clock in the morning, 6 o'clock in the morning. I've got to get it out. I've got to get it out for you lot, people. So it is tiring, but I've got to do it.
So you deserve the $1.99, right? Brilliant. Thanks,
people, as well, people. Thank you for everyone for taking part. Like I said, if you do massive favor before you do leave, hit the like button, subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you tomorrow. The review show will either be Saturday night or Sunday night.
Who have you got tomorrow, Door? Who are you playing tomorrow?
Some team. It's some Tangerine team.
You can say it. You can say it. Come on.
Blackpool.
Thank you. Blackpool, thank you very much.
People, peace and love, people, and I'll see you tomorrow at Blackpool.
I'll see you, Door. You better not let me down tomorrow.
I won't let you down. Up the Forest, people. Up the Forest, Lee.
All right. See you tomorrow.
Tomorrow.